Hello SMART Coalition members. This is a quick summary of what happened in our April Coalition meeting. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to cover the announcements that went on in the April Coalition meeting, summarize some of the main discussion that occurred during the Coalition meeting, what commitments were made during the meeting, and then I'll do some quick task force specific information. Okay, here are a couple announcements that were mentioned at the April meeting. First, there'll be a ceremonial bill signing. That is the bills that SMART helped pass with the help of Representative Brad Daw. That'll be Wednesday, April 28th at noon in the Gold Room in the Utah State Capitol. If you would like to carpool, we're going to be meeting here at the Health and Justice Building, which is the same location that we have our meetings at. We'll be meeting at 10:30. Let me know if you'd like to carpool, and we'll probably have a van there, and we can load everyone up and go up together. The second announcement is here's some quick take-back event results. With 6 of the 10 events completed and data now collected, we know the following. We've collected around over 20,000 pain pills, over 18,000 other controlled substances, that could be sedatives or benzodiazepines, and 697 pounds of non-controlled substances. We've also educated around 812 people, and there's been 146 residents who have participated, so good job. We've been working hard and doing some good stuff there. Here's a quick summary of the main discussion that happened at the April meeting. First off, Dr. Kim Bateman came and he presented at the coalition meeting and showed SMART what he would do to educate physicians about proper prescribing and how to use the tools that they have. All right, so now I'm going to quickly talk about what are some things that need to be done before next year. We need you to fill out an in-kind donation form. We're trying to track the hours that you donate to our coalition. This will help as we get some of the future grants that we have. This will be one of the main requirements, but it's a great way for us to track how much effort you all put in, because you all put in a lot of efforts. We should track and show the community how much effort you put into the coalition. You can find these forms at the website address. Well, it's on our website under the Forms tab. All right, the first task force I want to talk to is the Prescription Task Force. We just heard from Dr. Bateman, provided a lot of good information. There's a number of other people out there working on the issue of educating physicians. Now, the thing that's real challenging for the Prescription Drug Abuse Task Force right now is the fact that we're working up against a deadline. Remember, in September, we have to spend all the money that we have right now in this current grant year. And so we need to start getting some of these individuals under contract, because that takes quite a bit of time to go through the county to get approved. So we've got to decide how we want to go about doing physician education, whether it's going to use Health Insight. A couple of the options that Dr. Kim Bateman gave us when he gave that presentation to us was that he could train local doctors to use his presentation to provide to educate local physicians and dentists, or we could just hire Health Insight and have them come down and provide all the trainings. Obviously, there's going to be expense involved, and the more we have Health Insight come down here, the more expensive it gets. But the thing I want us to consider is what will make this effort sustainable, and in terms of educating physicians and dentists, who provide these pain pills. The other option that's kind of floating around is creating a module, an online module that could be left online for good, and what it would have is CME credits that would go along with it. We've been kind of discussing having some discussions with Intermountain Healthcare and creating this module. So that's another thing we need to discuss. And Alcohol Task Force members. It's been kind of put on hold, some of the efforts of the Alcohol Task Force, because we've been waiting to hear if there was going to be any rollover funds. We still have not heard, and the state has not heard from the federal government whether or not we'll receive rollover funds to invest in the Spielman technologies so that we can upgrade the software in our local police departments. But here's a couple things to think about. Richard and Nancy here in the office has put together some interesting information on what we can do. One of the other strategies that the Alcohol Task Force has is to increase the alcohol tax. Now, legislators here and local elected officials are not too interested in increasing the tax. And so there's a couple different options that Richard's come up with that I think are really good, and we need to talk about them in your task force. One of them is we need to index the alcohol tax to inflation. We can talk a little bit more about it. And also increase alcohol tax, or we could also consider increasing the alcohol tax through initiative. That is, try to create an initiative where we collect enough signatures and put it on a ballot and let Utah County citizens choose whether or not they want to increase the alcohol tax. That might be another way we could do it. Both of them are interesting, and I've attached a packet that Richard would like you to review and read so you can kind of get a little bit of background on this issue before our next coalition meeting. So that's pretty much all I have. Please give me a call if you have any questions.